Just imagine, you get a call from a good friend, and he tells you, great news, I'm sending you a wonderful gift. You start thinking perhaps a new car, or an all-expenses-paid luxury vacation. But then he tells you, no, I'm right outside your house, demolishing it with a bulldozer. You would have to think he's out of his mind. But that's exactly what happens in our Parsha, Parshas Metzora. Hashem says, when you come into the land of your inheritance, I have a great surprise waiting for you. V'nosati negat saras. I will bring saras upon your houses, which will then force you to destroy them. How could this possibly be a good thing? Rashi explains that when the 7 nations who dwelt in Israel before the Jews came learned of the Jews' imminent arrival, they hid all their treasures in the thick walls of their homes, and by causing the houses to be knocked down, the Jews would ultimately discover all these treasures. However, the Zohar gives a totally different interpretation. Due to the nation's idolatrous practices, their houses were saturated with a deep spiritual defilement, so they had to be torn down and rebuilt once again in holiness and purity. The question is, how could the same legion of tsaras signify both spiritual filth and astonishing wealth? Or in other words, how could the homes most affected by idolatry then become the source for riches? The holy tzaddik Rebbe Yitzchak of Barditchev was known as the great defender of Israel because he found something good to say about every single Jew he met. He once crossed paths with an especially wicked man, and yet Rabbi Yitzchak told him, you know something? I'm highly jealous of you. The man said, Rebbe, you're kidding. Why would you, a holy tzaddik, be jealous of a guy like me? Said the Barditchever, the holy Talmud tells us that when a sinner repents, all of his transgressions, even the ones he committed willfully, are transformed into merits, into mitzvahs. You've done many sins, and now you have the chance to do something I will never be able to do, to convert those misdeeds into positive energy. This is exactly the idea of tsaras, as explained in our parsha. Specifically, the homes that were most affected by idolatry then became the source for incredible riches, because precisely in the lowliest situations lies the potential for ultimate greatness. Rabbi Beryl Gorevich was the head of a large girls' seminary in the outskirts of Paris, France. One year, he had a student who was particularly difficult. She not only misbehaved, but also had a negative effect on many other girls. Not seeing any other choice, he decided to regretfully expel her. But first, he wrote to the Rebbe and explained the entire situation. The Rebbe wrote him back a simple response. Make her a dorm counselor. Give her the responsibility to take care of others. Amazingly, her attitude and conduct changed almost overnight, because the tremendous power she was carrying within her was now channeled in a positive direction. So the next time you encounter someone or something that seems particularly challenging, remember God's gift of tsaras. Remember that this is just a catalyst to bring you to a greater result, to new heights. Wishing you and yours a Shabbat Hagadol, Shalom u'Mevorach.